Today I was going to show you what I just got in the mail through Amazon. I finally broke down and I got the Gansai Tambi watercolors by Kuretake. This is how they come. They're in this plastic sheet. They're opened with a little plastic covering over the paints to keep them from falling out. And then this is the top of the box. They come in a cardboard box. Now I know they used to, I don't know if they still do, but they used to have a box of 18 that came in a plastic pallet. I looked all over for it and I couldn't find it, so maybe they stopped making those. I would not have gotten the big box of 36 because there's like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 9 greens in it, which is unnecessary. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pink, reds, and oranges, 4 yellows, a couple browns. There's a couple metallics, silver and gold, blush gold, gold, and silver, 3. And then the rest are blues. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blues, and then a black and a white. I hate when they put black and white in. I'd rather just have a Payne's Gray so I don't have to mix it myself. But anyway, these are considered professional watercolors. And I'm going to read to you something that I see on Dick Blick's website. It says that Kuretake Gansai Tambi watercolors are handcrafted professional quality Japanese watercolors with a highly blendable, creamy, smooth consistency. The colors are rich and intense and exhibit greater opacity than European or American watercolors in traditional Japanese style. And that's true. Every Asian watercolor I've bought, Japanese, Korea, whatever, they're all a little more opaque. I wouldn't say they're truly opaque, but they're kind of semi-transparent to opaque. So you have to be careful with those if you're trying to run with a transparent watercolor. I have a lot of different watercolors, so I just wanted to try these out, see what they're like, and if I could use them in the style of a brain fart. Oh my gosh. You know, the opaque water-based paints. Holy crap. I lost my mind. It'll come to me and I'll put it on the bottom. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and open these and I'll show you the box. And then we'll do some swatches. They say that there's a chart in here, in the lid, that they suggest you do color swatching on. They also say on here, occasionally Gansai pan texture may look rough due to tiny air bubbles which can occur during production, which does not affect their quality. And also that Gansai pans may exhibit cracking due to extreme dryness. However, it does not affect their quality. And that can happen with any watercolor, but especially the opaque ones. And why can I not think of what those are? Like it starts with a G. No, that's not it either. I'm pulling out my watercolors because now I gotta know. Where's my white? Just says Chinese ink. Gouache. Hello. Gouache. That's the word I was trying to think of. Holy smokes. I do have gouache, and gouache will dry and crack, and they will flake, and they will make a mess if you try to put them in a palette. So you're better off using those fresh out of the tube if you want to do opaque painting. And those are beautiful too. They're really nice, but I tend to stay more with transparent watercolors. So I'm not sure how I'm going to like these, but I understand that they are highly intense. And these are considered professional watercolors, so I'm not sure that I would recommend them for children because they could have cobalt or cadmium in them. So this is what the lid looks like. I don't know what that says. Probably Gansai Tambi by Kuretake. I don't know. But it's beautiful. And like I said, this is a cardboard box, so you have no palette to paint on. So these might end up, these would be more of a studio watercolor. I tend to use these pans or plates. You can buy a ceramic or porcelain plate. And this little plastic thing seems to come off of here. Oh yeah, it does. And these pans are huge. They're not your typical, they're like, I would say twice the size of a full pan. I'm not sure. Let's see here. Here is a full pan. My watercolors are a mess right now, but this is what full pans look like. Those are full pans. Half pans are about, oh shoot, I just dropped them all over the floor. Half pans are about half the size. So here is one green next to these two full pans. They're literally about equal to 2 to 3 full pans. 1, 2, 2.5. About 2.5 pans. Although they're not filled to the top, but these will last quite a while, especially if they are as intense as they say they are. So why don't I pick up all my paints, and then I will meet you over at the table and we will do some swatching. By the way, I wanted to tell you all who watched me do this DIY watercolor palette out of my Inktense 24 pencil box. I have the bigger one too, and I would never use that for a palette, but this has come to be my favorite palette of all time because I can put all of my personal favorite colors in here. But I added a couple colors since the video that I did, and so I needed to redo the chart. I was moving colors around, putting them in the appropriate places. Then I ended up adding 2 more greens, and when I added those, my greens are up here, and now I've got greens down here. But anyhow, I wanted to laminate my new chart, so I made a new chart like this, and the colors in the bottom row I keep adding on to the side here, and then I'm using a piece of tape and just sticking it over the top of the blank spots. But this is from one of my little laminating machines that you buy. Here, let me grab it. It's one of the Xyron machines. This is the Xyron machine, and I use this for laminating. Very simple. But what I ran out of laminating plastic, so I was searching through my old scrapbooking stuff from like 15, 20 years ago, and I found the laminate with the magnetic backing on it. So this turned out to be perfect for me because if I'm out and about, I don't want it to sit in here, and it won't fit in the bottom anymore since I added another row on. So I magnetized it, and I just stick it to the outside of my pan or my lid, and it stays right on there. And then if I want to see a color, I just pull it off and I stick it back on, and I'll never lose it that way. So I thought I'd share that with you. Somebody made a comment. I almost dropped these too. Somebody made a comment on the watercolor video that I should laminate it, and I told her about the magnetic thing that I did. So I wanted to share that with you. Anyway, now I'm going to go ahead and put all of these back in their appropriate slot, and we'll get to it. Okay, I finally got all the colors back in their appropriate places. This is a look at all of them. And I wanted to tell you also that everything is in Japanese, so I can't read Japanese, but they do add the color number. Like right here, you can see that's number 32. So they're at the top. And then they also have the accompanying numbers on here, and also they're on the bottom of the colors as well. And these do not stay in very well. But what I thought I'd do is, if these become another favorite of mine, I'm going to use one of my bigger boxes, metal boxes, and I'm just going to put a magnet or something on the bottom of those and put them in one of these and make a new palette. I'm sorry, the UPS truck just came. My dog's going crazy. I think they're delivering another box of watercolors, actually. We'll just ignore that. And I will go ahead and start this, and then I'll do a new video on the other ones. So I'm just going to grab a square brush here. I'm going to use my Sterling Edwards 1/2 inch flat. That'll be perfect for this. And make sure I'm in frame, right like that. And we will go ahead, and it looks like everything is right in sync with the other numbers. Wow. These are intense. And maybe I'll do a wash, a water wash going across. Oh, my dog's going nuts. Just you can see what it looks like when they're, so you can make them transparent. I'd say they're semi-transparent right now. And I'm going to do every other color because I don't want to get bleeding from one to the next. So we're just going to kind of skip around here. This is number 34. Also, I found, ooh, that's pretty. Looks like an opera rose or quinacridone pink. I also found that here, excuse my head here, on the website, it says it names all of the colors in English on Dick Blick's website. I have trigger finger, which I guess is common in old people like me, but it's driving me nuts. It started to get really painful. It's in my ring finger, on my wedding ring finger, and I'm a lefty, so I'm wearing this splint that I have to wear for like 6 weeks so that I can't bend my hand. So writing is a little difficult, and painting. So just bear with me here a little bit. I wanted to just go ahead and fast forward through these. You don't need to watch me put 36 colors on a palette. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward through this, and then we'll jump to the end and I will go over my findings with you. Hey you guys, I just wanted to show you something that I did after I finished with these swatches. I used a piece of watercolor paper and checked out some of the colors, and I wanted to show you just how intense the difference is in these colors. Here's that wine color, the wine color, the red, some yellows. You can see the difference in the intensity here. Like, look at this blue. This blue, this deep blue here, I can't find a way to show you. This deep blue goes with this, and look at the difference in the intensity. So that just goes to show you the difference watercolor paper can do. I'm going to set this aside now, and I will do a video for you with a painting on this on another separate video. And I'm also going to do a review for the Prima watercolor confections as well. But on these, I did want to also state that the colors are actually pretty transparent. If you see the dash lines on here where I ran my color over, you can see that they're all pretty transparent or semi-transparent. So there's no problem with these being like a gouache. They're not like a gouache at all. They're definitely like watercolor. So I think they're a great investment, and then you just need to invest in a different plate for mixing, that's all. And that's cheap. You can get one, go to Kohl's or whatever, and buy a white plate, you know. But anyway, please subscribe if you like the video, and stop back again for these other reviews. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.